All right, welcome to our third Diamond and Below tournament. Gonna have a wonderful set of games here. The first round is going to be best out of one, as well as the second round, with the finals being best out of three.
Wait, what? All best of three, baby.
Oh, I can see different information.
At least it should be. Oh, Lord.
Pharahkeets Security Solutions versus Buy here, and our first map is going to be Watchpoint Gibraltar.
Oh boy. Pharahkeets Security Solutions, one of the teams created by Mama Farah, who kind of AFK right now because of hurricane, but we believe she's still out there.
Hope for her. Joining me is Mr. Dongles.
Hello.
And I am Lance Mack. We have a wonderful game ahead of us here on Watchpoint Gibraltar.
And the team by the troll name, they picked to attack first. And I haven't seen too many of these people play. Equilateral, one of the stream team, who's the tank main himself. I have seen Azen play. I think Dadbod a few times. DSKO sounds familiar to me as well, but
many of them are new, so we're going to be seeing performances, first time performances, that is, and looking for some amazing plays from these people.
How can this be?
I'm sorry, Ryan.
but with Pharahkeets taking the defensive on the first go as we open up a Diamond and Below, see how they can hold this high ground, as we got pretty well with the mercy changes. It's almost a must-have now. It looks like almost very similar compositions here for the most part.
Coming in, two Genjis were having a nice fight along that corridor, just tossing shurikens down a long hallway. Seems like Bai is just going to take the cart underneath. Pharahkeet going to meet him on the other side for the first fight here. The Reinhardt shield battle happening right now. The Divas still going for that hard defense matrix. So you kind of just see it up whenever they have it up instead of normal. It seems that they haven't gotten used to the changes quite yet. Both shields do go down. Mr. Canada in the other team getting some damage out. The cart sits there. Azen, first one down. Nice pick by Karthul. Cart continues on as Pharahkeet needs to just back up a bit, give a little room, as they do have down one. Illusion already coming out with the Dragon Blade, looking for a kill, but we see the sound barrier cancel that out.
But we have both Mercies here coming in with their Valkyrie. Brand new changes coming in, but a lot of other ultimates being thrown out as well. Healing beams and reses are going to be plentiful here. Just not a big 5-man res, well, over time here. So you come into really extended team fights, but it looks like a charge by Evers is going to start the retreat. Equilateral doesn't quite make it out alive.
Yeah, very, very questionable res there. Starry Oolong res Equilateral right in the middle of that fight. Most of the team was already down. Pretty much just gave Pharahkeets more ult charge there.
And Delusional's Dragon Blade try to lead things off, obviously getting taken down by Dadbod. Essentially wasting a big ultimate, and he's already falling in this. But with the reses from Starry, let's see if they can pull anything off.
Here we have team is still sitting up top, waiting for a good chance to go in. They do have Karthul down, who just spawned, so they're going to be waiting for him to get back on McCree. A lot of ultimates coming up for Bai, as well as Pharahkeet has a few for themselves as well, but we're going to see if Bai can make good on this high ground advantage that they have here.
Well, Equilateral, or Quantum Replay, whatever you like to call him, has his Earth Shatter. He's probably looking to use it, but his shield's going down, but they're going in to the computer room on the side. No, I don't know if they'll get some high ground here. It looks like McCree, Karthul, and Illusional are using it, but self-destruct just to distract, but Lame goes down actually from some part of the canyon.
By
Mr.
more or
Cannon.
less making their way around the server room, they finally engage Val, but he gets taken down by Carthel with a nice 3 pick on with the Deadeye there. Evers just trying to stay alive, just keep the cart going. We do have Mr. Canada sitting way in the back, kind of getting bullied, eventually going to get knocked out of the suit. Alone, very, very long pick, unless he can get back to his team. Seems like he can. Dragon Blade coming out from Delusional gets taken down by the Tactical Advisor from Dadbot, picking up another there. Pharahkeets really getting a lot of picks here and bringing this back. Cart wasn't even able to get that far along. And they're gonna hold it.
A surprising amount of distance not gotten by Team Bai. Gosh dang it. And with only 10 seconds left, it's going to be tough for them to pull through. No one really has any ultimates here, so it's just going to be a straight up fight. They'll have a few reses from both Mercies here, but they got to touch the cart first here. Delusional's looking to go and dash in there, but with Dadbot getting the headshot.
Score 0-0.
Oh, so very, very short goal here for Pharahkeets right here. Just not even that first point, not even right at the edge. It's around the first bin after car wash. Not too far. Bai's gonna have to put a lot of work into try keeping them away from that yellow box of victory.
Yeah, I'm surprised even going back to that, I think it was a 3-piece Deadeye from Carthel, even after that, I'm surprised they didn't get even farther than they should have, but I think Mr. Canada, even getting knocked out of his mech, just happened to be stalling just long enough for the rest of Pharahkeets to get, and then they came back and led off with a sound barrier and a attack visor to clean things up, and they ended up essentially full holding them.
Yeah, and I think again what Mr. Canada did, he did have 2 team members of Bai very distracted under in car wash, and so while the rest of Pharahkeets was coming in on the cart, we just had two members down on Bai, sitting in back, unable to really do anything about the oncoming avalanche of Pharahkeets.
And we'll see how they deal with it here, Team Bai. Sticking with the same composition, Diva now with, of course, rocket pods and 50% less defensive matrix. So that's a huge change to her just in itself. So a lot of new abilities here, getting to test out and flesh everything out. But the Dadbot actually going from Soldier onto Tracer here, and they're going with a dive comp here. Actually, a big dive comp just with Mercy now. And let's see who they're going to try and get to first.
So Pharahkeets taking a very similar approach to the cart as Bai does. They do have less on the cart. Mr. Canada up top trying to get kills, gets very low, but manages to make it out with help of DSKO on Mercy. AZN looking to get a few picks in there, gets himself a little too deep, but manages to make it out as well. Cart moving up to the end. Right now we have Bai just finally jumping on it right at the end of car wash as the fight really begins.
And Equilateral was actually the first one down there to try and stop the cart, and finally Team Bai, as you said, joining in on the fight. They were down one, Delusional is about to go down as well, and Carthel's now not even back in the fight yet, but here comes Starry, trying to get as many reses, is going to have Valkyrie here, and is going to pop it off, most likely.
Yeah, the DSKO with the Valkyrie just sitting and Bai supporting her team, all of them on the cart. Sound barrier comes out from Livid Toffee, and they're staying in this fight. The res is coming out, Valkyrie coming out from Starry Long as well, and they're just looking to keep their team healthy. Carthel getting pestered.
No.
Isn't really able to get anything out there. More Valkyrie reses Carthel back up as the fight continues on here. Very drawn out, very brawly fight here. Just as each team takes the punches and gives them out pretty solid.
And neither team really going for the mercies on either side, and Starry just keeps jumping in and out, getting some reses, keeping Equilateral up on his feet. Delusional only gets one though, but actually the res right onto Skeezy again, and it's not looking too good as everyone falls from Team Vi, and there you go, map 1 already completed. Pharahkeets, well, apparently only half their team name will appear.
Yeah, Pharahkeets Security Solutions doing a really good job, kept their team together very well for that. You saw the Mercy going in, rezzing key targets. We saw Starlong doing the same thing, but the problem was there was a lot of people that she couldn't res that needed to be res, as you saw there at the end. Delusional with the tactical visor that could have done something, but he had Winston jump on him. Evers taking him out before he could actually get any picks with that. Save the cart.
Boy, and with that, we're gonna have to move on already to our next map, which in our somewhat new map pool selection here, since we're on best of threes, Control as our next map type. We get Lijiang, Nepal, or Oasis, which Bai gets to choose.
So coming up here, did see those Mercy changes really making a prominent role there. We see her coming in and out, and if she's not taken down, she does a lot of work. And
yeah, and there was I forgot which website or who runs it, but just this past week someone reported a bunch of statistics on the Mercy and the changes, and it's like above a 95% choose rate in competitive all across the board. And you see,
wow.
I don't know if it's quite a double amount of resurrections, but it might be like the double amount of mercies being on fire in the game. It's just this new shifting of abilities as while everyone thought all these mercy mains are just going to tank with all their SR, it maybe won't do anything or make them even higher now, because mercy is a must pick at the moment.
Yeah, I still don't think anybody is really used to how Mercy works, is used to that first pick being pretty nearly negated. At the same time, it's going to make Mercy the must pick for the first pick if you're going to want to get anywhere fast, especially so if your team is say 0 to 99% on the point, you're contesting that Mercy is going to have to go if your team is going to have a chance to get that point.
Now onto Control. I'm assuming we'll still see mercies as well. I don't know why they wouldn't.
Definitely see Mercy, especially on Lijiang Tower. There's just mercies are in right now. They're in fashion. Everybody's wearing mercies, and if you're not wearing mercies, then well, you're not up to speed.
It's either that or you have to have someone who is constantly staying on the other mercy, because that, like, if you get a pick and then that person just gets immediately rezzed, that's it's something that's just so hard to fight against, it seems like right now.
So we're on to Lijiang Tower. Pharahkeets Security Solutions up 1. We're going to see how Bai responds to that. I'm seeing a few pre-round troll picks here. I'd love to see a Torb and a Bastion, but I really don't think we're gonna actually get a whiff of that.
Probably not. But, well, the troll picks right now are great. I love it. Give it to me. Do it. No balls. It looks like Pharahkeets most likely gonna change. I hope they keep it, but well, we've seen a bit of return of some hog action here as Delusional, which obviously more changes to more heroes. Sure you
Right, our last dab did not have any hog because it was before his change. So now hopefully we're gonna see a lot of hog here, going around getting those picks, tanking far too much damage, but still, it's a tank now. Teams come in, meet each other at the front. Mr. Canada immediately being knocked out of suit. Immediately. Arthur getting the pick onto him, but the res comes out. Mr. Canada is going to be able to get right back in suit. Isn't pestered all too much. Is about half right now, but it does have a Mercy supporting him. As the fight is on the side of Vice right now. They're being pushed back a little bit. Evers needs to get out of there, gets hooked, but isn't taken out. As the point is almost captured immediately by Pharahkeets. It is captured by Pharahkeets with really no blood loss on their side.
And Canada, while killed, was rezzed right away and already is out of mech for a second time. Will get it back, but Aizen is trying to go in, going straight for Delusional, who might try and hook him here, but Sound Barrier from Livid Toffee is just going to keep him away. A lot more ultimates being thrown away. DSKO coming out with, actually both Mercies coming out with Valkyrie. So big, long fight coming in here. But it looks like Pharahkeets are going back onto the point to do some defending. They want to keep this point for themselves.
Yeah, very long fight here. I actually don't think anybody has needed to come back from spawn until just now. Karthul getting a pick, but it's immediately reversed. He gets taken out himself in the process. We do see Dadbod coming back, looking to try to get some damage in there, but still point in possession of the Pharahkeets, as we see Starry Long trying to make it out of it with the equilateral, aren't able to do it. And fight's still going on the point. Karthul trying to make it away. Azian takes him out, doesn't let him get far, and that's the end of the first fight with the point at 65%.
Yeah, after all of that, all those ultimates used, it basically comes to nothing gained by Team Bai here. And they're just gonna have to go right back into it because they don't really have a lot of time. While they will have a res or two, Starry will have Valkyrie, but you don't want to have to rely on a Mercy's resurrection ability to keep a fight going. You want to get that team kill done, but with the lame down, that's gonna call out that res already. Here they go to engage again.
The Dragon Blade is told that, hey, res is down, gonna go in. He managed to pick up 2 from Bai, and Bai's really looking for a opportunity here to get a few picks, and I don't think that's gonna happen here with both the Delusional and Lane getting picked. Only a collateral in there. Starlong coming in with a res on Lame. Maybe that Reaper can do something. Goes into Wraith form pretty immediately. Dadbod. And it's not gonna work out as overtime is down. And the first objective here is going to go to Pharahkeet Security Solutions.
And DSKO at the very end, popping off Valkyrie and damage boost to every single one of her teammates, just taking down Lame in like 0.1 second. Oh my goodness. But
yeah,
great.
Mercy changes. Spawn room is a thing of the past. Just sit there. You
spawn room.
that you're good.
So we probably shifting into a new meta here, unless something other changes to Mercy within the coming weeks. So now it's just find and pick that Mercy, get her off the field. But Pharahkeets doing a good job here of controlling the point, diving or getting back when they needed to, especially when they were down a few, while trying to push, being a little offensive off point. But obviously they held it 100-0, and they're gonna rush right in to try and grab some positioning here as well. Lame already, oh whoa, look at those health pools just getting dropped down on Team Bai right now.
Yeah, Pharahkeet getting some damage done, but it's healing right back up. Delusional still pretty hurt there. Has to sit back, but the point being almost dominated by Pharahkeet right now, as Bai needs to make their way on the point before it's captured and engage this fight. Mr. Canada almost in the middle of Bai right there. He's taken out of suit.
I still have you for you.
Just for insurance, Aizen is brought back up. He might as well use it. 30-second cooldown, nothing too big. And Vi has to get together here. They need to push in as a team, as Lame was the only one to try and contest the point, albeit briefly. But now they just have to get together here and heal up first of all, as Equilateral is constantly underneath 50% health as the damage just keeps pouring in from Pharahkeets here. And they have a slew of ultimates themselves, so they're probably going to try and stab down here and hold this point for as long as they can and use a couple ultimates.
Yeah, point moving up to about 40% in for Pharahkeets, and they're still getting picks. The lane manages to take Mr. Canada out of suit. Mr. Canada gets res Liv Toppy with the Valkyrie form, gonna try to keep his team up, but Mr. Canada manages to eat the Graviton coming out from Delusional, completely negating it. Lane getting a few kills with his Death Blossom. One of them gets res immediately, but Mr. Canada's down. He has to come back from spawn. Now, a lot of ultimates coming out, but the sound barrier on the side of Pharahkeets is going to keep them solidly in control here.
Vi is trying their darndest here. They came out strong. Carthol going right away down after a Rocket Barrage. Self-destruct keeping them off point, but Delusional is falling right there. Equilateral demeched already. 80% in climbing here. A good defensive hold here. It's going to be tough. Livid Toffee has a Valkyrie here, but that's gonna be tough. But Mr. Canada is just gonna try and shut them down early, but doesn't even do a bit of damage here.
Moving up to 95%, and Vi's gonna need to get on point, capture that point, have a strong point presence if they're gonna want to keep themselves in this match here. AZN coming out with the Dragon Blade already takes down 2. Mr. Canada taking down Livid Top, and there's no reses anymore, and right now Pharahkeets looking to hold this point with only Equilateral on point. He goes down, and overtime is going to tick out, meaning Pharahkeets win this match and go on.
Yes, indeedy, with our new score to win 2, score to win 2-2, instead of doing the full like 3 rounds. It takes forever. Pharahkeets will move on as Aizen is just cleaning up here. A lot of good Dragon Blades diving in. Ooh, nice triple dash there.
Fantastic.
All that damage.
Fantastic Dragon Blade there. Help take out Livid Toffee, so no reses were going to come out afterwards. I don't think any reses could have come out either, because Livid Toffee didn't have their ult to start chain resing, so I mean, Bai had a really hard time there, and sadly they're going to be out of the tournament.
Yeah, they tried switching up some heroes at the end.